Adam Chase, welcome back to Chad TV.
What's up? I'm glad to be here.
Week 5.
Take 2. Week 5, take 2. We're not telling them about that, though.
Yeah. All right, bet. So, let's kick it off, man. Tell us what happened the last week.
All right, so what happened last week was I did a shit ton of client work. I did a lot of back and forth, a lot of maneuvering, a lot of mindless computer activity, staring at a screen that's really not worth talking about. But another thing that happened was I watched my episode yesterday from last week, and I never did that before, and I picked up a couple things because I'm doing this to get better. This is our weekly content update. There's a lot of reasons we're doing it, but one of them is to get better at speaking on camera and be super comfortable with it, increase charisma, entertainment factor. And I noticed that there were some mistakes that I made, honestly. There were some things that I felt like I could do a lot better.
Cool. I want to switch it up this week and get into more like anecdotes and like subtopics of the things that we're doing.
Yeah.
But I'm going to ask you a similar question to what you asked me first is, can you explain first like just like what we're even doing? Like, you could talk about this, and then you could just talk about in general, like, what the heck, what we even got going on. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go big picture first, and I'll pull back to where we're at here, okay? So, what we're actually doing is me and this man here, Anthony, are on a heroic mission.
Phew.
And the heroic mission is that we grew up with every limiting belief possible. We grew up completely middle class. We're not from the hood. We're not super rich, but we came from good families that care about us and love us, and they have their own, like, flaws and shit like that, but we're pretty normal. And our expectation was that we would go to school, do the 9 to 5, whatever, and me and him both said, fuck that, we're gonna be rappers when we were in high school. So I was
Tell them why.
There's only 3 ways to make it out of Scranton, Pennsylvania. And it was either get picked up to be in the office. That was 15 years before my time.
Mm-hmm.
It was to rap, or it was to ball. And we definitely can't ball. We definitely can't fucking ball at all. I got no hands. He's good. He's good. You can see me in the octagon. I'll give you a run for your money. But you get him on the court, he'll fuck you up. But no, in all seriousness, I was just to go back. In high school, I had a group of friends, super outgoing, had a lot of fucking local clout, which matters when you're 14, 15 years old. We knew people everywhere. We have Instagram. We're growing up with, we didn't use Facebook even, but just Instagram, Snapchat. So we're super connected, super, old, when you're, if you're a freshman in high school and a senior thinks you're cool and invites you to a party of seniors, you're fucking king of the world. I mean, that's insane when you're that age. So we had that, and we thought we were hot shit. But I knew and met a lot of people, and we were playing the social media game for clout back then. And we were into more like Odd Future, we wanted to be creative. We were a little bit different. We were into skating, photography, things like that. So I was into music. This guy, Anthony, wanted to rap. He took it seriously. It was something he just, as a kid, always wanted to do. So did I, actually. I used to listen to Eminem when I was in 7th grade and pretend I was performing the lyrics in front of a concert of people in my living room when nobody was home. But he wanted to rap, and I wanted to produce. I was really into, at the time, Tyler, the Creator, was doing self-production and would post a lot of content about it. And there was a show, Rhythm Roulette. Mac Miller had an episode that I used to watch all the time. So 2015... I save up birthday money. I drop $500-600 on studio gear. I go around telling everybody I can make beats, I can record, and I fucked around a little bit, but I wasn't very good. This guy took it seriously though, and he kept hitting me up, and I was a little nervous, so I was ghosting him at first because nobody took me serious. Everybody was calling me out, but I'm not a pussy, so I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna fucking do it. So we started recording, and I knew that immediately he was serious. And I recognized that, and he's 2 years older than me. We knew each other when we were younger, but there was an age gap, so I was never close with him. Never had a real connection there. But immediately we did when we locked in on this, because he's not a pussy either. So we were like super fucking serious, and we just took it more and more serious, and spent a lot of time. I spent a lot of time learning how to do audio engineering. That's why we have all this. This is sound treatment panels behind me. This is a condenser microphone. Like I could nerd out about all this audio shit. But I've spent time getting into audio. He's trying to rap. We tried to make that happen. We'd promote. We'd throw concerts. We had hundreds of kids there when we were in high school and just out of high school. It was a big deal at the time to us. And it just parlayed into when we realized that there's no future in that. As far as like the way we were going about it, there was no way we were going to make any money doing what we were doing. We were like, all right, we're not going to give up, but we need to figure out, like, we don't know shit about business. We don't know shit about marketing. And we had already given up on the 9-to-5 path at this point. So it's like, all right, well, we're not bums. We're not fucking drug addicts. Like most, like when you think of a guy that's trying to be a rapper from your hometown, you're going to think of some bum, some drug addict, some delusional artist. But we're not pussies. So we're like, well, that's not going to be us. So we need to take a break. We need to come back to this, and we need to go learn business. So we stumble our way, over the next couple months to a year.
Break down the timeline too. I think that would be.
Oh helpful. Man, this is
you
so
kind of just jump right into it.
I know, it's jumbled, and as anybody watching, you're probably.
We'll tell the story. You're gonna hear the story.
Yeah, this isn't an official story. I don't want to, because I could sit here for hours and go line by line.
Yeah.
2014, I'm a sophomore in high school. He's a junior, or I'm a Yeah, I'm a sophomore. He's a senior in high school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We link up. We start recording. 2015, we're still kind of going. Sort of doing it every couple weeks. 2016, took it a little more seriously. And we continued to slowly take it more and more seriously until 2018 in the summer. We locked in. And at this point, I graduated high school in 2017. He graduated 2015. So without getting into all the other details of our life, summer 2018, we lock in. We're like, all right, we're going to make it. We're going to fucking be SoundCloud rappers. I'm sure to the dismay of our families. But we didn't care, because we might have been goofy. I would definitely call myself retarded at the time for the way I thought about life and what I knew and what I was doing. But we were never on drugs. We didn't get face tattoos, and we were not pussies. So we were going to figure out life in general. We were just young men with a dream, chasing internet clout. Right? I mean, is that what you bring it down to? Like, I don't know how to put it any other way. Anyway, so that, again, parlayed into business. That's the timeline. And now we're starting a marketing agency. We've started it last year, because music parlayed into video production. Because I was making money on the side doing custom, like, VHS videos, shitty, actual old school VHS videos for local artists, and I was getting paid a couple grand per shoot at one point, and that felt pretty good. But I didn't know shit about entrepreneurship outside of that, right? Like, I didn't know how to get leads. I didn't know how to market myself. I didn't know how to make that into anything. But it was happening organically. And that parlayed into video production, and then I met other videographers, and we have a good friend, Eric Curtis, who's a serious videographer. I was a non-serious videographer, and we partnered up and we did some shit with local businesses. I built up a portfolio, and now me and Anthony are trying to scale this thing. And we're going to parlay that cash flow, and we're still recording. We still make music. We're definitely not retarded now. And it's going to show when we have the accolades to back it up. So, yeah, we're still doing everything we set out to do. We just got a little bit smarter, and we're in the process of getting a lot more money than we had. So that's pretty much it. Maybe I left something out, but you would know if I did.
I think that was good. I mean, I don't want to dive into that because you kind of just gave like a good summary.
Yeah.
Tie it into like, I guess, how we're doing like Chad TV right now too.
All right, so we're making content because, we got this camera, we got this setup here because we're like, we need to make content. And there's a lot of different types of content we have to make, but we use this shit for clients when we do shoots. And we need to do that for ourselves, for social proof, to build our agency, because we're not dirty scaling to $600K a month. doing some scumbag shit. We actually have a bit of a reputation here. We're doing this with some long-term plays in mind. And at least for me, because again, I just explained my whole backstory of why I'm in video. I didn't start some short-form content agency because I was looking for a quick hustle. I was getting paid, $2-3 grand for a day's worth of work on a fucking $40 VHS camera and Premiere Pro to edit videos, and I didn't even know business. I was doing that for 2 years before I ever sold a short form content package. So it's organic and natural in me. I'm not going to do some lead gen agency. I have lead gen clients because I know how to do it. But it didn't make sense. I wasn't going to... I wanted to start a production company. I wanted to start a video production company because I already had clients doing it. So it actually made sense. And I like it. So that was your question, right? Like about what we're doing now? Why we're doing Vlad TV or Chad TV?
Yeah.
We're just making content. I mean, we're getting good at speaking on camera. We're using the equipment we have. And we're building personal brand. I put this on Twitter. And that's it.
Sweet.
That's what it is.
I'd like to ask, knowing like what the origin story is and kind of a little bit of what's going on right now, not like the big goals, but like just with the stuff we have going on and like the chapter we're on right now.
Yeah.
What would you say like you'd like to see happen as the end of this chapter that we're on
as soon as we get whatever vehicle we're in past, and by whatever I mean, as soon as we get our agency, we have our own form of income, not coming from a job. Even though we both work in sales, we do commission only shit, so we could have big months. But as soon as we get an agency past 40K MRR, monthly recurring revenue, we'll have enough to run ads, reinvest into the business, build up a war chest, take out both of us personally enough to parlay into the next chapter of our lives. Now, I don't like putting arbitrary revenue goals out there because it's stupid, because I don't want to limit myself to that. But I do understand that with that amount of cash flow, that's what I have in my head right now. That'll at least allow us to focus on the next chapter. And I'm not fucking done there. I'm not stopping there. But I think you would probably agree with me, Anthony, is that if we're able to pull in our own source of income from something that we own, and we're pulling in that kind of money, and that's not personally we're putting 40K in our pocket. There's fucking, not all of that is profit, and... Yeah. We're building a war chest, but we would not have to rely on anybody else for income at that point. And we'd have enough to travel and to make investments and to buy shit and to make plays. That's the point.
I would say like 10 to 15K a month a piece, like net profit.
100%. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I meant.
Yeah, 10 to 15K net profit, like after taxes, after everything, a piece.
Yeah.
So this is like the main thing that we're focusing on. And then all the other time is spent focusing on creative shit and music, because like that could be an even larger business and endeavor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because we didn't give up on it. Again, we're that's our huge play. We're gonna build a brand. We're building a lifestyle brand. Play on. That's what it is. And it's centered around music, because that's what got us here. And we still like making it. I still like making... I like engineering and mixing rap music. I like hearing when he comes into the studio with a new song. Yeah. I like listening to it. I think it's cool as shit.
So, I guess last question, because we're at like 14 minutes right now, is, what's the message you just want to share with somebody that might be watching this week? Something?
I wish I had something deep and important and mind-blowingly revealing that I had to share this week. I really don't. I think the story speaks for itself, that you need to take whatever you're doing seriously, even if it's something as stupid as like trying to be a SoundCloud rapper when you're 16, you're white, you have a good future ahead of you, and you decide to do that instead. That only is a good decision because we still didn't give up on it. There's plenty of people that made that decision, and made a train wreck of their lives. But it parlayed us because we never gave up. We never kept going. We never turned to drugs. We never turned to being fucking simps or losers or burnouts or degenerates. We never let any of that shit become our story. Even though we weren't doing what most... See, I think somebody like... I'm gonna say something, actually. I'm gonna go on a tangent.
I think it protected us more than it shielded us from all this shit.
It did, because our other friends were getting into other things. And not all of my other friends, but a lot of them just went into college or they went into, like, the workforce right away. And they would go out and drink a lot, which is fine. I'm not saying anything is wrong with that. But I definitely wasn't doing that. And it doesn't make me better than anybody, but it definitely kept me focused on what I wanted to focus on. And I think that we would have got caught up because we had a lot of cool friends and people that I still like to this day. And I would have been really focused on socializing, going to college, going to parties and shit, like most kids are when they're 20. And I don't know that I would have had it on my own had I not made a cocoon out of life for myself with this guy, Anthony, where we just focused on a very wild goal, right? So that's my message, is to take whatever you're doing very seriously. There's people that fucking stream on Twitch and make millions. There's people that get paid for the most ridiculous things because they take it seriously. So whatever you're doing, no matter what, take it seriously. And you will not let yourself down. You'll find money, you'll find fulfillment, and you'll get anything you want out of life. Just don't... I can't stress this enough. Do not become a degenerate, a simp, a drug addict, a fucking loser. I don't care if what you're into is video games. You should probably just keep your life on track and just focus on that and try to make some money. Because I bet you could if you tried. That's my ending message.
All right, man. That was good.
Peace.